guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Battlestar Galactica. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 10 of season 3 of Battlestar Galactica. Was the last episode good? I liked a lot of elements of it. There's quite a few elements that I didn't like about it, and I'm ready to get back on mission. While I love character building, let me tell you, I love character building. Characters doing the same damn thing over and over, literally like beating their head. I want to say against the wall, but beating each other's heads. It's just, obviously it's not good. It's not healthy, and we probably need to move on from it just as much as they do. So I don't know if it's the last we're going to see of the whole Starbuck, Apollo love, just toxicity. But I hope so. I mean, I definitely think Anders and Dee deserve better than what they have. You know, your partner should be committed to you and only to you. And I know that they weren't married when it happened, but I don't think that really matters. You don't then end up marrying somebody that you've cheated on, especially hours later. I just think that that's like really vile of Starbuck to have done, and to kind of almost do it on purpose. Like I feel like I made a mistake, or I don't deserve this thing that happened to me, so I'm gonna, do this instead. And, she does deserve to be happy. I just don't think that she'll allow herself to be happy. I think that anything that brings her happiness, she probably doesn't trust. And she probably thinks it's going to be taken away from her at some point, just the way Zach was taken from her. And so I really think Starbuck has a lot of inner work that she has to do. And I hope that she succeeds. Just as much as I think Colonel Ty has a lot of inner work to do, I think that they are two equally tortured souls that just, they need a break every now and then. And, Starbuck was really toxic before Leoben, and she is just as toxic after. Now, a lot of people said if I had watched the extended version, I would have gotten more character moments from them, but I don't know. I feel like what was portrayed was what they wanted us to see. And I like Starbuck, but I want to love Starbuck, and it's really hard to love somebody who's that toxic. That's kind of the same thing with Ty, is that like I really like Ty, but I don't love him because of the toxicity. Now we also got Admiral Adama, and I was kind of confused as to what he was trying to say in that fight, because he's just like, I let everybody relax and, gave you breaks, and that's on me. And it's almost like he was saying like, I regret that I gave you guys freedom and independence and let you have a life. But I think from the discussions that I've had is that he was actually apologizing for letting them leave, because if they didn't, then, they probably would have been able to defend their planet. And then, the silent occupation wouldn't have happened. He likes to put things on his shoulder that aren't really his fault. I mean, there was no reason for him to believe that the Cylons would find them. But I mean, as far as I said, I was like, no, like this planet, like if you guys could find it, the Cylons can find it. The nuclear blast definitely was like, that was like, hi, we're over here. And it took them, a year to get there, but, they still detected it and still went there. So I don't really think that that's on Adama as much as it is just people like just saying like, yep, here we are. And then not having a planetary defense. Definitely, I would put that on Adama, because that is 100% his job. You could have definitely let the baby be born on New Caprica and still tell them, but you are to be on Galactica. That's where you're going to live. I don't know. I felt like some of the messages that we were being sent in that episode were a little confusing, and maybe that is something that would have been rectified by watching the extended version. I do plan on watching it at some point, but I just don't have it available to me. So, I mean, I probably could get it, but we'll see in the future if I watch that or not. Now, we had a couple weird moments with a couple different characters. Deanna kind of liking dying and being in that limbo, which was funny because Brother Cavill was like it hurts every time I come back and starting to get worse. So they're having different experiences with life and death and being resurrected. So I don't know what's going on with Deanna. There's a whole lot of like weird happening there. And I would like for that to be kind of a little bit more plain and out there and open, like what exactly is happening with her. I confused. Now, obviously, we had such a beautiful moment with Hilo and Athena and her saying, like, I would give up my entire race, because like she gave a promise and like she's in love with a human and she has a half human child. So obviously she loves humans. I thought that was an absolute beautiful moment between the two of them. And I'm really liking that relationship, which is hilarious because if you go back to Caprica, it was like, now they're having sex. This makes no sense. Oh my God, they're having a baby. This is horrible. And now they're like my favorites. Obviously because Hilo's a Boy Scout and that's definitely the Steve Rogers of the show. And that's probably why I like him as much as I do. And I agree with him as much as I do because Steve Rogers always does the right thing. And so does Hilo Agathon. So he's our Captain Caprica. So, and we have to catch up with Gaius because, man, he was having a hard time over there. He was being tortured by Deanna, and he's still being held captive. And somebody had told me that like the medication that he has to take is because now he's addicted to drugs, and I don't know if that's confirmed in the show or not. But now I'm kind of like, wow, yeah. I mean, the fact that Ty and Starbuck were medicating with alcohol and he's medicating with medication. To get him through. It makes total sense. Gaius has been through it. A lot of things that he had put himself in the middle of that like technically aren't like his fault outright. There's still fault that lies with him and he knows that and he feels guilty for that. So he did say, I love you to 6. And I was really happy about that. And then he said, I love you to head 6, but Deanna thought it was for her. So Deanna's definitely, I think now like the main focus for me, Cylon wise, of like just figuring what the hell's going on there. And I'm hoping that we move along. Believe me, I love character building episodes, but I love it even more when they make sense. Like, I don't know, revisiting a Lee Starbuck thing. Hopefully that's like, and this is why they will no longer be close friends on the show. I'm hoping that that's what that is and we can move on from there. But definitely, I don't need to see more of it. And if there's more, there's a lot of eye rolls in your future. Just let you know. Okay, guys, let's get to Earth. Let's find Earth. Let's have a path to Earth. Let's just keep talking about Earth. Let's discover something that leads us in that direction. Because we need a home and we need the Cylons to stay the hell away from it. And I think we have to figure that out before we actually go to Earth. Because once we find Earth, it's susceptible to Cylon attacks or invasion or, an attempt of coexistence. Look, I'm a person who loves peace and I always want there to be some way for people to find compromise and to coexist. And that might not be a reality. I don't think it's a reality in the real world most of the time either. But I feel like if you really want to, you could. If they wanted to, they would. Okay, guys, let's get into this episode 10. Let's go.
Start taking stems.
What are these?
Stems.
I don't take a bunch of pills and then climb in my cockpit so wired that I can't land the fracking ship.
Is this a cat episode?
There are only 12 Cylon models, but in the entire occupation on New Caprica, I only saw 7. Who are the final 5?
I want to know.
Talk about that.
Why?
Do you have any idea what it's talking about?
Are they all hybrids, maybe? Where is this? Is it like a nebula?
Well, the newly processed bad food went into the depleted storage system. Everything's tainted.
Oh no.
How long can we survive?
With the rations we've been on?
Yeah.
I'd say 7 to 10 days.
Whoa. Well, I know the show doesn't end that quickly,
She was due
so...
3 hours ago. Radiation levels are high, but she's strong and she'll be here any moment.
Oh, poor Hilo's worried. And they have to rely on a Cylon to help save their lives. Interesting.
All right, for frack's sake, everybody eat. We're getting paranoid of this hunger.
Yikes. Oh my gosh, this type of survival is... I am such a prissy little thing, and I love to eat. And I don't share. Don't touch my fries. Oh, Sharon! I don't think she's gonna die. At least I hope she doesn't die. My God. Girl. Would they kill her off? Maybe. Could she be resurrected? Yes. She wouldn't be killed off. She would just be dead and brought back. How would she get back to them? Would she find Hera on the base ship? Oh my God, now I'm like creating a whole story.
Look, I'd love to hang around with you two all day, but I got things to do.
Well, at least he's not bored.
Where do you suppose she takes herself off to then?
And you're not the only one asking that.
I'm not.
No?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
She's been doing things.
They've been watching her. She made it back. Oh, thank God. It didn't look like she was going to make it back at all. Oh, Sharon. So they're okay being out in the open? That's not how radiation works.
And I found the planet. There's huge swaths of algae just like we thought.
It's Black.
She's a Cylon. She can handle a radiation dose that big.
Lee, you jerk.
Think.
So then how do we get tens of thousands of humans through there?
So we can make it through in 2 jumps with a stop right there.
Oh, jumps.
Except that the radiation would fry the civvy ship's nav systems. They wouldn't be able to see squat on Dratus. There wouldn't even be a way to calculate a jump out.
It's worse than that.
Jeez. So bleak.
Each Raptor could lead a civilian ship through the cluster, then they both jump out together. The question is, how many jumps will it take?
Yeah. And how long are you
5
being
round
exposed
trips.
to the radiation?
You heard 5 round trips.
5 round trips.
So are we gonna get fed when we get there?
Eventually, yes. But only after we find the algae and get it processed.
Oh, Kat's gonna have a hard time.
You'll all be issued with radiation badges to track our exposure. White, like this, you're okay. And if it approaches this, then you'll be pulled from duty.
Ooh, allergic to radiation.
We'll be issuing stims, so use them.
What? Are you crazy?
Oh,
We can't
poor
use stims.
Kat.
Kat, do you have a problem?
Stims amp
Yes.
up your metabolism.
Is that true they'd mess us up?
You used to like the stims, Cat.
All right, personal discretion.
Starbucks,
Stims.
stop
We're
it.
taking the first load of civilians on board as we speak. That's it. Skids up in 4 hours.
I don't hate Kat. She's not my favorite character, but damn, Starbuck.
There are no rations anywhere on this ship. If someone told you there was food, they were lying. If you leave this area, force will be used.
Jeez. I get it, they need order. Who are you?
Sasha!
Her name's Sasha?
Her name isn't Sasha.
Oh, guess
Her
not.
name's Captain Luann Catrain, you understand me?
Oh.
Sasha and you were a lifetime ago.
Yeah. She's not anymore.
I never find my way around this place. Where have you been?
Been talking with Simon about our next move toward Earth. There's some debate about it, apparently.
Of course, if I spoke to the relevant Simon, he'd actually ascertain you were at this meeting.
Oh, okay, guys. Call out.
Caprica.
Who do you think? That's who he hangs out with all day.
Goo in your hair.
Oh.
That can happen when you resurrect.
Do you have any idea what you are accusing me of?
Well, wouldn't the other people know?
Intentionally killing yourself over and over so you can download over and over. But death's just a revolving door, isn't it?
Well, I wanted more of that scene.
What do you want?
Take it down a notch, baby. Relax.
Always one of these
I'm
guys.
looking for a business partner.
Look, I told you to stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah, because if they find out who you really are, they'll kick you out of the service.
Will they? She's a great pilot. Will they?
I don't want that, because if that happens,
who's gonna feed me.
You're going on an airlock, buddy. Not that she should, but she could.
Since when is it a crime to take care of your own? Huh?
They'll be manipulated, girl. Kick him in the junk.
And I know how to make you happy.
Get your hands off of me.
Report him. Tell everyone that he's a nut job and he's creepy and he needs to be put in the brig. I don't know. I don't like threatening people like that. That's just scum. Welcome back, Colonel Ty. Let's go, buddy. Come on, you can do it. I know you're nervous. You got this. You got this. Oh, Gita, sorry. He might be nice to you or owe you an apology, or he might just be a dick, because he's a dick.
Welcome back, sir.
That's what I'm saying. It's a big deal. He went through a lot. Aww. People are happy to see you. Except Gata.
Enough! Don't you people have jobs to do?
He's back.
Work the jump calculations and get them out. Remember, we do not stay beyond our radiation dose limit.
Oh, Kat, are you gonna stay beyond your limit? I worry about Kat now. Like I said, not my favorite character, but I still, don't want anything bad for her.
Jumping.
Is it the first time we've seen a jump key? Because that was interesting. Oh my god!
What is this? I can't see anything.
That you were warned about it. You guys need, shields or something. Not shields, but shields. Uh-oh. This dude looks like he's having a hard time.
God, contact is east after the control, man. He's up in the stick. This is not a Viper. It's a Raptor. Crack him!
Oh, yeah. Hot Dog doesn't fly these. Oh, what is happening there?
We have to get out of here now. I can find him. I can find him. Hold on. Starbuck, please wait.
Oh, no. Oh, Hot Dog.
Jump complete. We lost the Adriatic.
It's only the first jump.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I mean, Hot Dog flies Vipers. He doesn't fly Raptors. It's only fair that, they at least tested it before. Oh, no. Cat. I mean, same thing with Cat, is that she flies Vipers, not Raptors.
Radiation pressing on my nav! Get back to track!
Come on. Oh god, it's in and out, in and out!
God damn it!
Time's up!
Did the ship just disappear?
Marina!
Oh, that is mentally disastrous for her. Why are there not people waiting to give other people hugs when they get back? Well, I mean, probably that reason, but she, look at her. Someone hold her. She did her best. Helu lost a ship too. At least they're not full of people. Oof.
That concludes outbound 4. This is return 4. 1 to go. All right, get some rest.
Starbuck, if you were mean to her, I will never forgive you.
The last batch of passengers kicked up some trouble. You get these people to the other side, they think there's a diner and a chef waiting to take their order.
Probably. They're just really hungry. I get cranky when I don't eat. I can only imagine starving.
Try telling that to a bunch of empty stomachs. I hear they're still eating paper. Is that true? No. Paper shortage.
Oh, jeez. Ty laughing is weird. I don't like it. I mean, I want him to be happy, but I don't like it.
What do you want to know about them?
Oh, I want to know about the Final Five.
I could be a Cylon. I would stop being a traitor to one set of people and be a hero to another. And have a place to belong.
I feel bad for Gaius.
Have you seen my face?
Your face?
Yes, my face.
It's a valid question.
Can't remember.
Yes, you can.
Been trying to get it all down on paperwork.
Oh.
It's still fresh in my mind, but I don't mean nothing much.
So she's seeing the Final Five every time she goes through?
Cylons, humans. We're all just trying to discover who we are.
Yeah.
Aren't we?
Gosh, James Callis steals every scene he's in. Every single one.
I took the name Luann Katrine from a girl who died 2 days before the attack on Caprica.
Oh boy.
Got me through the background checks. I was a drug runner.
Oh, well. Not that she deserves anything because of that, but that sucks.
You see, some think that that's the way that the Cylons infiltrated Caprica. Anyone who's found guilty of helping the Cylons is considered a traitor.
There's no proof of that.
We didn't carry Cylons. How do you know? Because nobody knew that they looked like us. Then how do you know you didn't?
Plausible deniability. You didn't know.
Starbuck, don't tell the Admiral.
Let her have a new life.
Or what? So please just let me tell him myself.
There we go.
Please just let me.
I'm just so irritated that the past still seems to matter. She's one hell of a pilot. She's helped them through everything. Her past may be shitty, but like that's not who she is now. Look at me defending Kat.
Right, let's see what we can find out.
Throughout history.
What? What is he doing?
What do you think you're doing?
Is he gonna kill a hybrid?
Don't touch it.
Why not?
Intelligence. A mind
Indeed.
that burns like a fire.
Indeed.
Find the hand that lies in the shadow of the light. In the eye of the husband, of the eye of the cow.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean to you guys?
It just speaks nonsense, doesn't it?
I don't think so.
I don't think anything it says is nonsense.
I'm with him.
Husband of the eye, cow-eyed hero.
What does that mean?
The eye of Jupiter. That's written about in the ancient texts.
Why did it say Eye of Zeus at the bottom?
Could there be a connection between their gods and ours?
Oh.
What does that mean?
Oh.
As in 5.
Oh. Is he
5
linking it?
faces. Now all we have to do is find the right planet, the right star cluster.
Behold. Damn it! Why do they always have to go to the same spots? Now, this is the character growth in episodes that I actually really like. A character that, like, oh, the radiation. We needed more from Kat.
Accept who you are. Accept who you are.
You're a cat. You're a pilot. That's who you are. You're not a drug runner anymore. She's gonna make a sacrifice, isn't she?
Cat! Cat, report!
What are you doing, Kat?
Everyone jump on my mark!
I'm not losing another one.
Oh, No, Cat.
Apollo, Starbuck? I don't see Cat.
She must have missed the order. She's still out there.
Is she gonna find it? Oh, God, girl. Okay, you're pretty much dead, but try to find the ship.
It's them. She brought him home.
Galactica. Cat. Mission accomplished.
Is she even gonna make it? Her insides have to be soup. I really don't think that barrier is enough for radiation, I'm just saying. Be nice.
I don't think we should end the way we ended. Listen, everybody is stuck with the things that they're not proud of. That's what I'm saying. That thing about good people, I didn't mean that. Here. Enough. So, take them if you want. I gotta go.
Thank you, Starbuck.
Admiral,
I'm not here to lecture. I'm making you CAG again.
So you know I'm not getting out of here, right?
You earned it. What you did was harder than facing a bullet. I wish there was something more that I could give you.
No, it's good. I'd like to be CAG very much. But I wanted to tell you myself.
I don't need to know anything other than what I already know. When you were CAG, you protected your people. Made them feel safe enough to be brave. What you were gonna say, does it change that? I love the sick bay, in a way. Reminds me of where my son Zach was born. Carol Ann was so happy.
Did you want a girl too?
Yeah. 3's a good round number.
I like that he said 3 and instead of. Oh, no, that's a fucking episode. Oh, man. Now that was an episode of television right there. Woo! Okay, so again, I've been holding ever since we met Kat that I don't love Kat. She's not my favorite character, but there are so many times that I side with Kat and that I don't like her cockiness because I feel like it's a Starbuck 2.0 or, a Starbuck wannabe. But it's funny how I shifted very much throughout this episode of just being mad at Starbuck. Will you stop being that person? Stop it. Like, I want growth from Starbuck, and what we got so much was growth from Kat. Did I think she was going to die at the end of this episode? Not really, until she switched the radiation badge, and I knew it was going to be a sacrifice. But, you know, like, her having an addiction to the stims and her outright saying, like, that's going to burn your metabolism. Like, that's not, like, an addict would be like, yeah, let's do some stims. And I mean, I'm saying that kind of a little, I'm being a little glib, but I would say that, like, you know, she probably would have been like, yeah, that'll rock. Like, you know, like, I don't think she does her best work on stims at all. But instead, you know, she was like saying, like, it's not even just the addictive quality of it, but how harmful it would be to actually do that. And it would make things worse and it would burn them out quicker. And, you know, like, her jumping up and, like, saying that was awesome. You know, Starbuck's attitude towards her is a little bit of a jealousy, and I don't particularly like that. I think somebody who kind of came from a meek background of being able to fly and became the pilot that she is, and ultimately the CAG, that she's proven time and time again that whoever she used to be is not who she is anymore. And I think everyone kind of has to realize that when they're on Galactica or they're on the other ships, is that you are not who you were. You are who you are now because of everything that everybody went through. It doesn't matter what you used to do, who you used to be, what your crimes were, how special you were. It does not matter. You are a new person and you were given a new lease on life, and Kat made the best of it. She really did. She changed everything of who she was and became this person. And I think now it makes more sense with her cockiness and everything, and trying to emulate Starbuck a little bit, because that's somebody that she probably looked up to and was like, I want to be that type of pilot because Starbuck is an amazing pilot. And I think Kat in her own right found that she is an amazing pilot as well. I mean, we done known that, but, you know, there were so many times where she was, you know, standing up to Starbuck, and she was in the right most of the time with a lot of those arguments. And I, like, value Kat and her honesty. I just didn't like how I thought she was trying to be Starbuck. And now as I'm sitting here, you know, she didn't really have any other person to look to be like, that's the type of pilot I want to be, other than Starbuck, because she wanted to be the best. And to be the best, you have to beat the best. And that's what her goal was, pilot-wise. You know, every time she went out on an exercise, it was to beat Starbuck and become a better pilot. It wasn't always like this thing about, like, I just want to blow Starbuck out of the sky. Like, you know, but she wanted to be the best, and she kept at it, and she became the best. Phenomenal episode. My God, I was just like, if they sacrifice Sharon, I'm going to be so mad. Maybe Kat is a Cylon and we didn't know it. I don't know. Anytime someone dies now, I'm just like, Cylon, we'll see them again. They're part of the 5. I don't know if that's true. That's just me trying to figure out who the final 5 are. Same as Gaius. Definitely him now having, like, this growing relationship with Deanna. And now that I'm seeing more dimension from her, you know, it's not that I like her as a character, because I think you have to do a lot more than just kind of be interesting for me to like you. But, like, definitely a growing relationship with Gaius, and her kind of going back and being resurrected, and her seeing the final 5 every single time. I thought they all saw them, and they don't ever talk about them. So, like, she doesn't know if Gaius is a Cylon. And now that she kind of has this ally to help her kind of figure this out, like, I'm just kind of like, well, that's interesting. Didn't imagine them pairing up other than, you know, like their throuple thing that they have going on. And I like it. I like it a lot. And man, James Callis steals every damn scene that he's in. He's just so good. I don't know how the man, like, is on the verge of tears every episode, and it just pulls there. And he can shake, he can talk, he can do everything. And it just sits there. Like, he's so good at that. My God. But him connecting with a hybrid, I thought that he was going to, like, kill a hybrid, and the hybrid was going to be reborn or something. Like, I didn't really know what was happening there. But the connection to the hybrid was amazing. And, you know, a lot of times it does sound like gibberish because I don't know how to connect the information that it's saying, but it very much, once it has something to connect to, it seems like full sentences. So when it's by itself, not so much. When it's connected to somebody or something else, we get some information that's incredibly useful. And Jupiter's eye, and it's funny because the captions kept saying Zeus, and I know better than to trust these damn captions. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm even like, that's not what it says on the screen. Because the captioning company that's at the very end, when it says like these captions were done by CaptionMax dot whatever. So it kept saying Zeus, but it was saying Jupiter and Jupiter's eye and a hand in the shadow, and then he related that to the 5. I don't know if he was connecting that to like rev her up, so then she'll want to like keep trying to figure out who these final 5 Cylons are. But I mean, shadow hand, the 5 in the shadows, that makes total sense that it's the remaining Cylons that are secret. And I wonder why, like, they're like, we don't even talk about them. I don't know if they've been commanded not to. And I don't know if like there is a hierarchy of Cylon, and those final 5 are the ones that like are obviously a surprise that I'm sure will be revealed. I can't even think now. And the fact that like the current Cylons that we have not seen the final 5. They have been around probably the Cylon 5 that are walking around, and they have no clue. So they wouldn't even know if like, I don't know, like Ty is a Cylon or Starbuck's a Cylon. They would have no clue. Speaking of Ty, him being back in CIC, I was just like, oh yay, and then he's just like, enough, and I was like, oh, he's back. Like, that's just how he treats them. Like that's what's good, is that it's just like we're back to our regularly scheduled programming when it comes to Ty. And, you know, he is not somebody who minces words. He doesn't, you know, exchange niceties. He's not soft with anybody. So he's taking the job serious, and I'm excited about that. But him and Admiral Adama talking about like the food shortage, and like that there's not just a diner on the other side when you get to this planet, which looked like Saturn. I don't know if that's true, but I know Saturn's really close to Jupiter. Right? I don't know. It had rings. So I'm like, it's Saturn. I don't know if it really was Saturn or not. Saturn probably would have been bigger, right? I think Saturn's a gas planet. Could be an ice ball. I think that's Venus. No. Confusing the expanse now. Anyway, so the eye of Jupiter, all of that seems to be pretty important with guys. But back to what I was saying, when they're saying about like there not being a diner at this planet wherever we are, and them joking around about people eating paper, and that now there's a paper shortage, and them having that laugh. It is so unnerving seeing Ty laugh. It's unnerving seeing him happy, because like he's always that grumpy Gus that's on CIC, and that's his job. Or, you know, he's a mean drunk, like when he's around Ellen and he's dealing with his inner turmoil. We did see happy drunk Ty on New Caprica before everything went to shit. So like that was like, oh, unnerving. But that's really unnerving to see a happy, goofy, laughing Ty, and even Adama. Like, it's just those two just like being happy and not taking shit serious is just like, wait, no, like guys, like, but I'm happy that they had that moment together, because that's pretty much the only time that they probably can do that. You know, they can't do that in front of Lee. They can't do that in front of Starbuck. They can't do that in CIC. You know, he can mostly do it in front of the president, but Ty can't, you know, like he doesn't have those relaxing moments in front of Rosalind. So it's like, that's the only 2 times that they get to be boys, and they get to have laughter and a little bit of joking joy. I dig it. I'm here for it. I really liked it. I don't need to see it again, because like I said, it is unsettling. I continue to think that they do it behind the scenes. There we go. Yeah, and I'm mildly annoyed about how they treated radiation, because obviously there's radiation on the outside of the ship. And like, intermittent barriers and then a shower like does not get rid of the scatter radiation that is emanating off those ships. Like I take x-rays every single day at work, so like I'm very much like, that's not how that works. Like especially if you're exposed to that much radiation that it's actually going through the ship, the inside of the ship is filled with scatter radiation. You can't really cleanse that. Even when it's coming in from outside, there's radiation in space. So I'm like, that bothers me science-wise. I don't think that that's the best way to present that. Like the ships would have to go through a shower, and I saw them spraying it off, but like that doesn't just like get rid of it immediately. Like if they came through right through the door and got a shower, and then, you know, they had like something that pressure sealed to the door and it shut everything inside and it killed off all the radiation on the inside. And then the person got out and they went through a radiation shower, all that stuff. Then I get it. But I know time-wise that doesn't warrant it. But I will say that that was like my one little thing where I could just feel it back here in the back of my jaw where I was like, that's incorrect. All the things that I pick on, right? But I do love that we got some space shit and that we had something that was challenging to our pilots because, you know, you have Hot Dog flying a Raptor and you had Cat flying a Raptor and they're used to flying those Vipers, you know, and the ships, the civilian ships trying to get through and having, you know, a shepherd and a sheep. I really liked that idea. I know Sharon was the best candidate to go through first and kind of figure that out. But I don't like that. And what do you know? A Cylon saved their lives. I'm going to point that out every single time that they had to rely on a Cylon. So that's why I think not all Cylons are bad and an entire race does not need to be annihilated. Anyway, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and up to 2 episodes early. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below of how you felt about this episode, because I know there's some people that have been raving about Kat, and I don't know if it's because you guys know how her story ends, and that, like, you know, when somebody ends a hero and they have sacrifice and you can kind of see how everything evolved into who they are in their story and the character of them built so much that, like, you know, it's mildly idealized, I think, after the show is said and done. But I feel like I'm already that way at the end of this episode, where I'll say that, like, you know, Kat is on a higher tier of character than I would have placed her at the beginning of the episode. Obviously, there was character growth, but I feel like people already had her kind of high on the list, and I don't know if that happened before or after this episode, so let me know in the comments down below. And was Colonel Ty's laughter a little unnerving for you? I loved the moment. I'm so happy they had it, but I was like, ew! Oh, the mean, grumpy Gus is laughing. What's wrong with this picture? I still enjoy it, and I still believe that it happens behind the scenes, and I don't get to see it. I don't want to see it. Although, if we had an evolution of Ty slowly but surely becoming that person, that would be fantastic, because he is one tortured soul. But I was so happy to see him back in CIC. Who knew that I would have said that? If you go back to season 1, I'm like, this dude. You know, he was always a good character. I just didn't like him. Like, I would not want to be in a room with him, and I probably would have argued with him, and he probably would have put me in the brig I don't know how many times. In that sense, not that I'm like Starbuck and I'd punch him, but I definitely would have been in trouble a lot if that man were yelling at me. But I really do appreciate him being back, because I know that there is a sense of order that needs to happen. And I felt bad for Gata, because I was like, well, that's going to be uncomfy. But it seems like it's okay for now. We'll see. So guys, come back here for the next episode. And in the meantime, I'll see you.